To scale your real estate operation, you've got to have good people. And to have good people, you've got to have good hiring process. And to be able to hire people effectively, you've got to have locked down your payment structures. So many of you on Facebook groups and comments and YouTube videos have asked me about payment structures. How do you pay your lead manager? How do you pay your acquisitions people? How do you pay your Dispo manager? I'm going to walk through each of these positions, what we pay them. Sometimes I pay them base plus commission, sometimes it's commission only. I'll walk you through each one of those. Now, understand, whatever I share with you is not the only way to pay someone. I'm in a bunch of different masterminds, Collective Genius, and several different others, and you can ask 20 different business owners how they pay their people, and you might get 20 different answers. So don't take this as the gold standard. This is just how I do it and how it's worked for many years. So hopefully you can take some inspiration from this, take a few things here and there, and get your payment structure dialed in. So I'm going to make this short and sweet. I'm going to go over base plus commission and commission only for both a lead manager, acquisition agent, and a Dispo manager. Okay, so here we go. Okay, our lead manager. This is one of the most important people in your company. It's the first person that you come up against as the seller. The seller's going to call in, the lead manager is going to answer, and it's that first person that they get an interaction with. So this person's very, very important. Therefore, they should earn a fairly good amount of money. So let's talk about some different structures that you can pay these people. Generally, I pay my people $2,500 a month base if they're on that plan. It could be anything for you that you want, $15 an hour, $17 an hour, $20. But I've chosen $2,500 a month as a base, $30,000 a year. Okay, so $2,500 per month. And any type of commission earned when they get a base as a lead manager is going to be based on how many appointments do we set that our acquisition agents actually attended, and how many deals actually came from the appointments that you set. So we actually reward them for each appointment that they set that our acquisition people attend. We pay a $25 bonus per appointment attended. Okay? Doesn't seem like a whole lot of money, but that adds up over the month. So $25 for every appointment attended, and every deal that comes from the appointments attended that they close, they get a $250 bonus for every deal. Okay, so this is the base plus commission model. You can take any of these variables, change them how you want. Remember, this doesn't have to be the gold standard. This is just an example. Now, what if someone wanted to gamble on themselves? They felt like they could earn a lot more, and they didn't want this base. They just wanted commission only. Well, I've made it very simple. For someone that is in the lead management seat, they want commission only. I'm going to pay them 5% of the net profit on every single deal. So what does that look like math-wise? Well, let's say you had a $50,000 deal. $50,000 net. This is after all expenses, all commissions, all fees, everything's settled. We've made $50,000. Well, if they're commission only, they would get 5% of that. So what does that lead to? $2,500. So if they were betting on themselves, they get much more per transaction. Up here they get that per month, obviously, but then they only get a small amount per deal. So if they're more confident in themselves, they feel like they're a better salesperson, they want to bet on themselves, perhaps that commission only is a good model for them. Okay, so that's lead manager. If you have any questions on that, post it in the comments. Likewise, guys, it means a lot to me if you would like, comment, subscribe. I'm really trying my best to give you the best content I can. Those likes, comments, and subscribes help this be seen by more people, helps me share the information and the good word about niche lists, so please do that. All right, so let's move on to acquisition agent. Again, we have opportunities to be base plus commission and commission only. So just like lead manager, I'm going to give them a $2,500 per month base salary. Okay? Now, the only difference is instead of getting just a stipend for setting an appointment or getting a deal, these guys are going to be on a sliding scale. What does that mean? I want to incentivize them to buy deeper deals. So, for example, and this could be different in your company, but in my company, for any profit between net profit between 0 and $24,999, these guys are going to get 10% of the net profit. Okay, so 10% of the net profit. Anything from $25,000 to $50,000, they're going to get a little bit more of that profit. So from $25,000 to $50,000, they'll get 12.5%. And anything north of $50,000, they will get 15%. Okay? I'm a math teacher, so this math isn't hard for me. But let's go ahead and do a basic example. Let me grab my eraser real quick. So write this down, take notes on it. I'm going to do a quick example. Let's say that we have a deal that after all expenses, we made $60,000. Outstanding deal. So the profit was $60,000. Then, remember from your notes, 0 to $25,000, they're going to get 10%, excuse me. So, on that 0 to $25,000, they get 10%. So what is 10% of 25,000? It's going to be $2,500. Okay? Now, we have to factor in the profit from 25,000 to 50,000. Okay, so we got 25K to 50K. That's another $25,000, and they're going to get 12.5% of that. So let's do the calculation real quick. Take out your calculator, do it with me. So we've got $25,000, and we're going to multiply that by 0.125. That comes out to be $3,125 earned in this section. And then we have the $10,000 difference between 50 and 60. So we have to factor in the 50 to 60K profit area, and they're going to get 15% on that $10,000 that's left. So again, take out your calculator. I know you didn't think this was going to turn into a math class, but here we are. So we got $10,000 times 0.15. That comes out to $1,500. Okay? So let's add all that up. We got $1,500 plus $3,125 plus $2,500 comes out to be a $7,125 commission. Obviously, you don't want to do that calculation every time. That's painful. You can obviously develop a calculator that you can plug in whatever the profit is, and it's going to churn that out. So don't feel like if you aren't a math person, it's not going to work for you. It'll be fine. The fact of the matter is, I want them to be focused on buying deep. So they have that scale. Again, $0 to $25,000, I pay them 10%. $25,000 to $50,000 profit, I pay them 12.5%. And then anything on top of $50,000, they're going to get 15%. Okay, so that is base plus commission. Now, what if you want to bet on yourself and your commission only? Well, in that situation, they're not going to get a per month base, but I'm going to reward them for their confidence in themselves by giving them higher commissions. So it's that same sliding scale, except it's on the following. 0 to 25K is going to be 15%. 25K to 50K is going to be 17.5%. And anything 50K plus is going to be 20%. Now, I'm not going to bore you with the math on this one, but if you take that same $60,000 profit, the profit for the acquisition agent ends up being, so I did that math for you real quick. We're going to speed through that. But your profit, if you have commission only on this same deal, is going to be $10,125. So you can already see you have a $3,000 difference in that deal type, and you've already paid more than your per month salary. So if you're a really confident acquisition person and you want to bet on yourself, you can obviously make more money, but there's more risk. That's why they get rewarded with a higher commission. Now let's go to our last type of agent that we're going to talk about today. It's our Dispo agent, the person that sells our properties, gets them to the finish line, makes sure that we profit. So if we have a base plus commission Dispo agent, the way I would structure it is they get $2,500 per month. You'll see the pattern here. All these people are getting the same base. I don't want any squabbling that people get, favoritism or get more on their base. Okay? And then after their base, obviously they're going to sell the properties at the end. When you have profited, you've calculated all of your expenses out of there and you have net profit, they're going to get 3% of the net profit. Okay? So they'll get their base. Every single deal that they sell, after all said and done, we have net profit, they will get 3% of that for every deal. Now, what if you have a more confident Dispo agent? They don't want that per month base. Well, in that situation, they're just going to get 5% of net. So as I said at the very beginning of the video, are these the only way to pay your people? Absolutely not. There's so many different structures that you can have. Any person that you ask might have a different structure. So don't see this as the gold standard. Just start kind of turning over some ideas in your head. What is the best way to pay your people? You also got to factor in benefits and all those different things that are going to attract people to your company. But at the end of the day, you've got to have the vision that you're going to attract top talent. How do you do that? You have a vision that's compelling to top talent. Then you got to have a hiring process that's super consistent. You're getting people in for interviews. You're getting people in to talk about themselves. And when you find people that you're really attracted to and they're attracted to you as well, you've got to have these structures dialed in. Really top talent's going to expect that conversation. They're going to expect you to know your stuff and know how to communicate. So have each of these plans laid out beforehand. You want to have base plus commission and a commission-only option for each of these agents. I hope this has been helpful. I know a lot of you have been asking. If you have any other questions, put them in the comments. I'm happy to answer those or make subsequent videos if you need more information. So please like, comment, subscribe. It means a lot to me, and I'll see you on the next one.